about pivoting a couple of weeks ago, and I know that you don't necessarily like that word itself, but the concept that we talked about is a little bit different. So let's talk about it as adding or morphing or modifying, which are some of the words you used in our last meeting. Why should businesses consider morphing or be prepared? We've already talked about prepared, so we understand that, but why should they consider morphing in 2021? We've already covered some of it. Hey, there's going to be a great wave of people who are switching careers. So our company's ready for that, right? Are they ready to handle it? What are some other reasons businesses should consider morphing or adding?
And just so I'm clear, I don't universally hate the word pivoting. I think it's overused. Like a pivot means I'm here and I'm now going there, which is doing something different. The pivot is a fundamental change. For most businesses, they're not doing a fundamental change. And it's that thing I said that if you look at, like, let's take events, for example. So when somebody has an event, you say, well, we're in the event business. Well, are you really in the event business? Why is that company having that event? They're having that event because they want to make sure that their culture is strong, their employees are engaged, right? And they care about the company. Oh, so that's the thing we're trying to address. We're not just having an event because we're having an event. We're doing something to impact the culture of the organization. Given our expertise, how else can we impact the culture of that organization in another way? And when you start thinking about the skills you have and what the client's underlying objective is, then you can shift how you deliver that, right? How you create that outcome. And when you're sort of outcome focused, then you're able to be more creative in what you do. So I had a client that did a type of business where it was like helping people find locations for something. And so people aren't looking for those kind of locations right now. They're doing it online. So they've sort of brought in technological options. So now they're becoming sort of a technology broker in a way. But it's still serving the underlying objective of to bring people together for this stuff. A mentor of mine named Keith Cunningham, he wrote a great book called The Road Less Stupid. And in that book, he tells the story of a fire that happened in a place called I think it's called Man Gulch, yeah. And a bunch of people died. But the reason they died was this fire kind of bloomed. It was a small fire, but it got huge. And so they had to kind of go up this really steep embankment. But the ones that died, they were still carrying their backpacks with their axes and shovels and stuff. And why? Because they'd been trained to never leave them behind. So the lesson of that is when the environment changes and the circumstances change, the way you have always done things may not serve you. And so the survival technique is to look at how do we have to change things quickly to allow us to take advantage of what's before us. You mentioned restaurants, right? Restaurants who sat there going, I'm just going to wait until people come back when they lift these, stay-at-home orders and people are going to come back. That's a really dangerous strategy. Right? But here's the thing. People still need to eat. And people want restaurant food. They want food that, they can't cook themselves. So the need is still there. The way they're going to realize that need is different. So people that did, curbside pickup, outdoor patios, home delivery, subscriptions. Some restaurants went to a boxing kind of idea where they send you ingredients, where you can cook it at home. Like there's all of a sudden those innovations allowed these restaurants to thrive. So that's when you say, why should people morph? It's like two reasons, two different ways of looking at it. One is, so your business survives, obviously. But the second is, if you are in business for a purpose, if you're in business because there's a need that you see that needs to be addressed, well, don't give up on your purpose. That need will still be there. How are you going to make sure those people are helped? Don't leave them abandoned. Don't leave them not able to get the support they need. Use your skills to allow yourself to keep serving them. And when you keep serving them, they're going to be appreciative of your creativity and your commitment to them, and they'll be loyal to you, which will help your business survive.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right on top.